Hi, I'm Jimmy Chang, and we're here to discuss how to increase your math competency skills. Now, there's a variety of ways to doing that, but assuming that you're currently taking a math course, here are some ways that you can increase your competency and maintain it along the way. Now, one popular tool that folks like to use is the use of flashcards. Of course, you can purchase them at various stores, but you can always make them on your own so that you can understand them best. Oftentimes, students will write the various concepts on the 8x10 card or on the front and the back, whatever it takes to help them understand it. Now, another way to help increase competency is do the chapter reviews usually at the back of every chapter. A lot of textbooks will break down the reviews by section. Some of them will just kind of put the sections in order without labeling, but chapter reviews would be a really, really good way to increase your competency, especially when you've just completed a unit. Now, a way to prove to yourself that you understand what's going on in each chapter is to do the end of the chapter test. Really good textbooks tend to have chapter tests at the very, very back. If you're studying for a test, a chapter test at the textbook is usually a good way to help prepare for it. I always recommend, though, that you do it closed book, because the less you look at the chapter test problems, the more that'll tell you that you know how to do it when the real test comes around. Arguably, the most important part, though, is if a textbook has what's called cumulative reviews, I highly recommend that you go through that, because oftentimes students tend to study for each individual unit, and sometimes, more often than not actually, they end up forgetting the earlier stuff that they've studied. So cumulative reviews definitely help keep you on your toes, and the more you can do this without looking, the more that tells you how much of the course you've actually absorbed and know like the back of your hand. And because a lot of final exams tend to be cumulative, this really gives you a nice tool, especially when you've just completed a chapter, and as the course goes on, you can cumulatively, literally, build on what it is that you've already learned. So I cannot stress the importance of this enough. So I'm Jimmy Chang, and there are a few suggestions on increasing your math competency.